G'day Heavy fans, we are here at Mundi Mundi Bash with Greg Donovan, who is the organiser.
That's right, organiser.
I think we should call him the Godfather of Bash.
The Godfather
of Bash, he's done that many of them.
Some people call me the Mayor of Mundiville.
I think Godfather of Bash has got a better ring to it.
Bash, yeah. That'll do.
Sorry for interjecting there, mate, I just thought of that name.
No, you're good.
I felt we should introduce him
You've got
appropriately.
all the first questions, haven't you? You just made me
I just wanted to see you work, mate. So as Jimmy was saying, mate, we're finally underway at Mundi Mundi Bash 2024, mate. Like, how good is it to look around? Like, you've done all this stuff, mate. You put all the hard work in. Wake up today, you look around, everything's working, your staff working well, the crowd's here. How good does it feel? You must have.
It's a great feeling. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts in a festival like this, and you know, there's so many opportunities for things to go awry and dramas to happen, and but you know, as you mentioned, we've got great staff, great volunteers, and you know, we really work year round on this festival to make it work well and smoothly and run like a dream, and that's what it's doing at the moment. It's running like a dream. Everybody's rolled into sight really easily. The sun's shining, everybody's happy. You know, music's good. What else can you ask for?
And we've got to give you credit and thanks too for allowing Heavy to come here this year and do this, because a festival like this, the lineup isn't exactly what you call Heavy, and you must have seen the requests come through and gone, what the hell are these guys going to do here? But we appreciate you taking the punt on us, mate. We're having a fantastic time so far.
Well, that's all right. Yeah, look, our festival's going really well, and you know, heavy metal's going really well at the moment. I'm glad to see that genre and that part of music really kicking goals. And
well, we stirred them up at the Olympics, so it's
yeah.
How good was having Gajira open? It'll never happen again, but how good was it?
So you're talking about like the people behind it, like it's a massive area. There's a lot of people. So what are the kind of crew numbers you've got here?
We have about 140 crew and contractors around about, and then on top of that, a real force is we've got about 500 volunteers.
Wow!
Yeah, right.
So who do a certain amount of shifts.
Robert, I can 10-4.
And they do a certain amount of shifts, certain number of hours and shifts, and they're invaluable. You know, they're out and about doing all this sort of stuff.
And they get kind of, I guess, tickets and a campsite to stay in.
Yeah, they get tickets, they get a campsite, they get a merch pack, they get a few other bits and pieces. But you know, it's sort of for the volunteers. They love just being part of the event, part of a little community of people who are working together to put the event on. They get to see what's happening behind the scenes, and it's just a slightly different experience than being a punter. But we also make sure when we organise all the volunteer shifts that they've got plenty of time available to go and see the music.
Watch the bands,
Watch the bands. You know, we can't have them working all the time when the band's on.
Oh, you can, but they don't like it.
No, well, you know, they have to do a little bit while the band's on, but we share that around. So, you know, we can't have one volunteer working all the time with the band's on, another volunteer.
One little bit of a cancer just spreads, all of a sudden everyone's whinging then.
That's right,
keep them happy.
So we want to treat them all
We have
fairly.
it too, like we get to do some really cool festivals, we love being there, but what we've done lately is we'll go to one and do the interviews and then go to another one to see it, because we end up backstage, which is, everyone's like, cool, you backstage, but we're working.
We don't actually get to see any of the bands we want to see.
So how do the volunteers get involved? Like, how do people sign up to?
Oh, look, I think it's word of mouth, and it's all, you know, it's on our website. It's all really well organised. It's all online. You know, all the description of the various roles and teams you can join, how it all works, and you can just sort of apply, and you know, then we review all the applications and Bob's your uncle. Like when we release tickets for the festival, you know, within a few days or a week after that, we open volunteer positions. And generally those volunteer positions are full within about a week or two. Because people just love to do the volunteering.
Excited to be a part
popular,
of it.
and they just want to get in, you know, lock in the shifts that they really want to do, and go for it.
And the lineup is super impressive, mate. You got James Rain, John Stevens, there's Ian Moss, Living End, Diesel, Baby Animals and more, mate. Like, how
Daryl, don't forget Daryl.
Daryl Braith, mate. Give us a horn, Dazza.
Mark Seymour.
I could go on.
Tim Finn.
Tim Finn. But how hands-on are you with the selection of the bands to play? Like, do you give your advice, or are you sort of ironclad and say, I want these guys, go get them?
Oh, look, we work together with another guy who sort of does a lot of the negotiations and artist side of things, but you know, it's pretty much we workshop various ideas and lineups and who we want and whatever, and generally, you know, we try and work a long way ahead, so we're working 12 or 15 months ahead, so generally we're approaching artists who, whose book might not be full at that time, and particularly this time of year during winter, it's a bit quieter for artists, so we can generally get artists organised to come. But yeah, we do. We want to keep a good quality lineup and mix it up, and I
think one thing that's been overlooked too is like every single band over 3 days is an Australian band. Like the Australian music industry should thank people like you, mate, that don't outsource. So, like you've sold it out with not just Australian bands, but with only Australian bands. Like people always say we need the internationals to sell, but bullshit. Look what you've done here.
You don't. Look, this is proof in the pudding. And I think what we've sort of done is we really made the festival an overall experience, which includes your travel, your trip out here, all the other stuff that goes on site, your camping here, the red dirt, like the whole thing's an experience.
Yeah.
A lot
it's
of
family friendly,
animal friendly, dog friendly. You can have a campfire, bring your own grog. Like it's pretty laid back.
It's probably the most casual thing we've ever covered. Like we've been to things where they're understandably very stringent, very strict on things, but here it's just like
it's pretty casual.
We'll get you in a minute.
Wake up at 6 in the morning, go and get a coffee.
Ready to go. It's great. And with the Australian band things, we're in an iconic red dirt Australian location, and people want to see Australian bands in this place. We did a survey a couple of years ago to all our patrons, and we asked, do you want any international bands or do you want to keep it all Australian? And 93% said keep it all Australian.
Well, those other 7% can go jumping.
They'll come anyway. But look, we don't need international bands, but we purposely want to keep it an Australian thing.
And it's now officially the biggest Outback Festival in the world. Is that right?
Well, certainly, I don't know about the world. I'm not sure. Not a lot of other countries have big Outbacks.
No.
Well, I suppose if you call like Burning Man, I think the Outback's but that's just over the hills behind Nevada somewhere. This is the true Outback here.
Don't give the Americans too much credit.
No, we don't give them any credit. Europe doesn't have the Outback.
Well, that's why it's in the world, because we are the world, aren't we?
Yeah, that's it. But look, we're putting on now. This is the biggest event ever staged in the Australian Outback.
Fantastic, mate.
Right, let's connect back to our heavy readers. The whole Mad Max thing here, do you want to give our readers the explanation behind the connection there?
Well, the connection with Mad Max here is that this is really the spiritual home of Mad Max. You'll see the original Mad Max movie, Mad Max 1, Mad Max 2.
Yep.
It's actually filmed on this road that comes over the hill there, filmed all around on this site.
Okay.
That was Mad Max 2. And so this is the original wasteland. And then more recently, the latest version of Mad Max story, Furiosa, which was released a few months ago.
Good movie too.
It's a great movie, and it was actually a lot of that was all filmed in Australia, and a lot of that was filmed on site, on this particular site, and the production crew.
So we're on hallowed ground.
Yes, from the production crew from Furiosa, they came and actually set up here where we are, and they used a lot of our infrastructure and all of that. They set up on this very site because we had the accessibility, we built the gravel roads, all of that. So that was done here. And like back in 2016, they were going to film Fury Road here on this site and around here. But we had a lot of rain back then, and everything was really green, too green, and they said no, we can't do it. They took off over to Namibia and filmed it in Namibia. So that was planned to be here. But like this is the home of Mad Max. We've got the Mad Max Museum there in Silverton.
It's you've got an interceptor.
We've got an interceptor.
Two interceptors.
And we have this to really bring the theme in. We've got. We have a Mad Max dress-up day, which is on the last day, so we encourage people to dress up in various Mad Max theme, and we're trying to break the world record for the most number of people gathered together dressed up in Mad Max theme.
Cool, and that just has to be one item of clothing, like you don't have to fully dress up.
You got to fully dress up.
Have you got a costume I can borrow? I can bring one.
So I've just had myself the original Mad Max costume fully custom made. I've got everything in
leather.
In leather.
Jeez, the whole.
I've got the whole. I've got the whole lot, and I've got an interceptor, of course. And I've rounded myself up a cattle dog, and she's going to be So I'll give that a real good go.
And I noticed the truck over the back this morning that you're going to be doing up as the truck with the guitarist on the back of it.
Yeah, that's right. So the big mining truck. I sort of come across this mining truck out here somewhere, and I found out who owned it, and I said, can I buy your truck? And I bought that, and we're going to turn it now into like a Mad Max sort of thing, you know, like in Fury Road they had that big thing called the Duffmobile.
Yeah.
So we want to incorporate, like, we're going to put a stage on it,
Yeah.
and all this Mad Max stuff all over it, make it crazy, paint it black.
Awesome.
And then I'm going to put a big mining head structure on top of it.
Yeah.
And we're going to hang lights and guns and anything we can hang off this big mining structure. And it's just going to be super cool, but we'll be able to use that then, drive it around and use it as like a mobile stage. It'll have its own generator and it'll just have its own production on
Park up
there.
in front of our van, mate. We'll be happy to
Yeah,
listen
so
to it
that'll be like the King of the Wasteland, that
Hell
thing, you
yeah.
know. So we'll have bands on it, and that'd be awesome. So that's the project for next year. I was going to do it this year, but we ran out of time. Can't do everything. We've done a lot of other things. Yeah.
Well, those other things, like you've got the Nut Push City Limits world record coming up. There's thinking this morning that was just gave me goosebumps, mate. Like the Beyond the Blue.
Blue Day
it was,
thing,
you know, like, what actually happened there? Like there's all these pegs marked out with flags, and everyone was wearing blue, which is Carlton's colours. And I personally, I'm not for at the moment. But what was going on there?
So we have what we call our Blue Day. It's a little bit like in Australia. They have the Pink Day at the Sydney Test. You know, everybody dresses up pink, raises money for breast cancer. McGrath Foundation today here. We encourage everybody to dress up in blue and raise money for Beyond Blue for mental health, awareness and support. And we also break a world record because we love breaking world records. So the world record today is the most number of people gathered together in the shape of a country. So we mapped, so we did that, and it worked. So we mapped out on the ground Australia really precisely. You'll see the photos.
Yeah, it was actually surveyed, right?
Surveyed, GPS, and we actually marked out with little blue flags. And then we had about, I don't know the exact numbers, but we had about 7,500 people come in and be part and form this shape of Australia up. And it's 7,500 people. And we sang some songs, and then we sang.
I got in there in the middle of
it. Yeah. We sang "I Am Australian" at the end, and everybody joined in, and it was just quite an emotional thing. So
very cool. Good on you, bro.
Yeah.
Good on you. Now we've just been given the official wind up, but we're going to put you on the spot, bro. I'm sorry. We're going to ask all the bands this as well, but out of all the bands you got playing this year, make up a super group for us with a singer, a guitarist, a bass player, a drummer, and name them for us as well.
Oh dear, you have put us on the spot. Let's
singer.
A singer. Let's go. Let's go, Sarah McLeod.
We've got part of the Sarah McLeod Wolfpack here.
Yeah. Look, I can't go past our house band. You know, Dario on the bass.
Everyone says Dario. He's just too nice.
Jack Housen on the guitar. Then Gordon Rittmeister on the drums. And Colin on the keys.
Very nice.
That's it.
And what are we going to call them, brother?
What are we going to call them? We're going to call them
the Bash Brothers.
The Mundi Mob.
The Mundi Mob. I like
Mundi Mob, yeah.
Cool. Now, before we go, mate, I know you don't want to think about this yet, but there's a lot of people that missed out this year that want to come back next year. When's the announcement start rolling out? Can people pre-register for tickets next year already?
We don't have like a pre-sale or pre-registration, but we announce our tickets in around mid-October. We announce our next year's lineup, and tickets go on sale about 10 days after we announce the lineup.
Very good.
So sort of mid to late October we'll be doing all that. So we just tell people to get in quickly. We have sold out the last couple of years, and it's getting more popular. So keep an eye out for the lineup when it comes out in October.
Any exclusives on the lineup? Any possible?
Well,
we can't
the Rolling Stones have been knocking on our door to come and play here, but
I'm sick of it nagging me. They call me daily.
Yeah, and I said, look, sorry guys, sorry Mick, we just have Australian bands here,
Pack your bags. All right, brother. Thanks very much for your time, mate. Thanks for everything. And
no worries.
Goes as good as this.
Thank you.
Have a good day, mate.
Cheers.